Hello, I'm Edward Current, and welcome back to my war on atheism. I should win the Nobel Peace Prize because I'm waging war on anyone who doesn't have to go through life thinking about God and religion. I'm speaking, of course, about atheists who all march in perfect lockstep by believing the same exact thing about God. Nothing. You know, I actually kind of understand why a person would be tempted into atheism. It's so easy. You know, someone tells you that God doesn't exist, and you believe it without questioning, and bam, you're an atheist sheep. Bam! You know, you never again have to think about heaven or the Ten Commandments, none of that stuff. Which is perfect because atheists are too weak-minded to think on their own anyway. Now, we Christians, on the other hand, we're constantly coming up with answers to questions. We have to justify why bad things happen to good people of all faiths, why miracles and tragedies happen equally to religious people and non-religious people, and of course we have to know why we chose Christianity over all the other religions. Now that's actually a lot harder than it sounds, because even though we're 100% sure that living a Christian life is the only way to get into heaven, Muslims, for example, are equally certain that being a devout Muslim is the only way. So we have to constantly convince ourselves that we're right and they're wrong, all while knowing that they're doing the same exact thing. Muslims are so deluded. Next, we have to pick what version of the Bible to follow. Like, should it be the one that refers to unicorns or one that calls them wild oxen? And once we've picked a version, we have to decide what parts of it are real and literal, you know, like the lady being transformed into the pillow of salt, and what parts are merely symbolic, like, well, it's pretty much all literal. Although if you corner me, I reserve the right to declare that any given passage is just symbolic. And of course, we have to pick what type of Christianity is real, like mine, and what types are fake, like all of the others. I mean, even in my own church, there are crazy people who think that true Christians cannot survive drinking deadly poison. I mean, it's in the Bible. And me and my friends are constantly debating why God didn't sacrifice his son until after people had been already sinning for thousands of years. The answer, by the way, well, he had to wait for crucifixion to be invented, right? Duh. Finally, we Christians even have to dabble in science, like being able to spell the second law of thermodynamics, or understanding why the universe requires a creator, but God doesn't. You know, that the only thing that can exist without being created is a personal deity whose son was a carpenter. We also have to be able to explain why snakes have pelvic bones and humans have tailbones, almost as if they evolved. Yeah, as if science geeks know more about biology than the Bible, you know? Let me ask you something. If the first chapter of this book doesn't document how life got started on Earth, then why do scientists talk about abiogenesis, huh? Checkmate, abio-atheists. You godless nerds, you can't even make up a new word without ripping off the Bible. Admit it. Well, that's all for today. If you have any questions, please write to me. And if I don't answer right away, it's probably because I'm asking my pastor. Thanks for watching. God bless America.